This is a live shot from our 7 News chopper. Dozens of firefighters trying to stop the flames spreading as that thick smoke billows across the city. Let's go to Sunrise reporter David Woywood from the scene. What can you tell us?
Morning, Nat. Well, this is an incredible fire and it is far from over at the moment. It is very much an active blaze. As you can see, we have around 80 firefighters down here currently battling this fire, including around 5 aerial appliances as well. You can see just how much thick black smoke this blaze is putting out. Now, it started at around 6:45 this morning. We understand there were around 30 people inside that factory at the time. Now, the MFB says that those people, they managed to self-evacuate. They have evacuated without any injury. They have got out of the way. As you can see, this factory fire here, though, it is in the middle of an industrial complex. There are a lot of other buildings around this area. The MFB is working very hard to try and contain that blaze. Now, at this stage, we understand this is a waste and recycling depot. A quick look at the website for that business, and we understand that they do deal in hazardous and non-hazardous waste as well. This is an incredible blaze. That smoke there is currently blowing towards the city. So the EPA has also put out a number of warnings as well for people in that fire line there and that line of the smoke to make sure that their windows are closed and that their air conditioners are turned off. But this fire at the moment, Nat, is still very, very far from over.
Yeah, we're just looking at the live aerials from our 7 News chopper. Gee, it looks ferocious, David. So drivers being warned to keep their windows up. Are there many residents in that area? Talk us through the area surrounding this.
This is not much of a residential area. It's very industrial, but there are a lot of workers around the area who have been evacuated from their businesses as well as this firefight continues. A lot of surrounding businesses there. But I suppose the very lucky story to come out of this is the fact that there were 30 people inside that recycling depot at the time, and they have managed to escape uninjured. But look, all these businesses here, they have now been evacuated. There are, as you say, a number of roadblocks in place around the area as well. Very difficult to get up to and very close to this building at the moment. The MFB is paying particular attention to that, so do steer clear of this area if you can today.
Yeah, and as we can see from the aerials, obviously some of the trucks on that site, you know, obviously well engulfed as well. Now, we're hearing a wind change may push that smoke south. Where would it be heading then?
Well, that is the real worry at the moment. I've had a chat to a couple of the fire officers here today, and even where we are standing, they're a little bit worried about having us here because they are expecting a wind change at any stage. At the moment, it is blowing towards the south, so across the city of Melbourne at the moment, but if that does swing around, well, it could blanket a number of other suburbs as well. Of course, we have had a situation like this not that long ago in Footscray. That was late last year. We saw a factory fire very similar to this go up. A lot of loud explosions were heard at the time, very similar to this as well. So a very dangerous situation. The MFB is all over it at the moment, but as you say, they're keeping a very close eye on that wind and those conditions at the moment.
So run us through what the situation's like there. Does it smell bad? Because, you know, obviously there would be chemicals in that factory, and how long a fire is saying it's going to take to get this huge blaze under control.
Well, there is no time frame on it at the moment, Nat. As you can see, they are still battling that blaze, and they would be hoping to get that under control as quickly as they can. Where we are at the moment, you can't really smell too much of that chemical burning smell, which we have been able to smell in other fires, and that is because that breeze is blowing quite strong at the moment away from us. But as we say, if that does swing around, we would be able to definitely smell that. Now, this factory here, this recycling depot, well, we understand it recycles a number of things, including chemicals, so that is the danger there. But we also understand that they recycle a number of other general waste products, e-waste, as well as cardboard and timber amber as well. But look, at the moment, we can't really smell anything. We are in a safe zone here to the north of the fire, but we're keeping a very close eye on that wind change.
Yeah, look, I know you're on the ground, but we're showing the aerials here from the chopper, and it just in the time we've been crossing to you, it looks like it's getting worse. We're seeing what look like explosions, and we're hearing reports of explosions on the ground there. Can you hear any of that?
Yes, we've been able to hear a number of explosions since we've arrived here, and yes, I'd have to agree, it does look like it's getting a lot more ferocious at the moment. That fire was crowning when we arrived, but just have a look at it now. That is absolutely huge, and that thick black smoke that is coming off it, that would be absolutely toxic as well. It is huge at the moment. It doesn't appear that firefighters have a grasp of this blaze. They are still battling it. We have those aerial appliances. They are getting as close as they can, but obviously that is a very difficult job as well. They can only get so close. From where we are, we can see at least two of those spraying in water to the base of that blaze. That is what they are really paying particular attention to, and they are also fighting that blaze from the northern side of the fire because the wind is blowing that way as well. Now, we're down here, plenty of police, plenty of fire officers, plenty of firefighters down here as well. They are trying to keep these crowds back. There are a number of workers, people trying to get in and get to their car and other property as well, but obviously fire crews and other officials are taking no chances this morning, Nat.
Okay, let's just recap. What time did it start, and do fireys have any, or police have any idea how it started this morning?
No, the cause of the blaze is still unknown. At this stage, we have been told that it started at around 20 to 7 this morning, 6:43. It started with a second alarm and then it quickly escalated. It was sitting at a fifth alarm, and that is a very, very big fire at around 30 minutes ago. Now, as we can see, it is still absolutely, it seems to be expanding by the look of it, even since we've just got here as well. So they don't have hold of this fire at the moment. A lot of those other buildings there, they have all been evacuated. Crews paying particular attention to make sure that this fire doesn't spread to those neighbouring properties. As I say, this is an industrial area, so they would be very careful. That a lot of hazardous materials are kept around here. We understand a lot of hazardous materials. I don't know if you just heard that. There was an explosion just then. We can hear them. They are going off like firecrackers at the moment. So, yeah, this fire is far from over.